Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world, and for the most persecuted community possibly in the world today, apart from maybe those Muslims in the northeast of China. And I'm talking about the white population in South Africa. You know, when you have the justice system persecuting the white community as well, you realize that there is a genocide happening. And that is what's going on in South Africa. The white community are targeted by racist judges who somehow landed up in those positions of authority. So what are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about what happened to what's called the Coligny Judge, and I'll explain to you what that's about. The Supreme Court of Appeal, or SCA, has acquitted two men who were previously found guilty of murdering 16-year-old Matlhomola Moshoeu, who died on the 20th of April 2017 in Coligny in the northwest. In 2017, the state alleged that Peter Doorewaard and Philip Schutte had killed the teenager after they caught him stealing sunflower heads at a farm. At the time, it was successfully argued that Moshoeu was thrown from a moving bakkie. His death was met with anger in Coligny, and many believe that racism was a factor. Protests ensued in the small town. Now, not only that, but a large part of Coligny was burnt to the ground at the time. In November 2018, the Northwest High Court found Doorewaard and Schutte guilty of murder, kidnapping, intimidation, theft, and pointing a firearm. Judge Ronnie Hendricks said at the time that the murder was not planned and not premeditated. He found that the incident happened as a result of dolus eventualis, indirect intention. Hendricks also said he was satisfied with the evidence led by the only eyewitness in the matter, saying that Bonakele Paxi was honest, truthful, and reliable. Hendricks added that there was no practical reason why Paxi would have invented the evidence because he remembered each and every scene and was able to describe what had happened at various scenes. Later, report pointed out that Paxi admitted that he lied to the court and even stated that he was not at the scene when the incident happened. Less than a year later, in 2019, Doorewaard was sentenced to an effective 18 years in prison, and Schutte was sentenced to an effective 23 years in prison. Doorewaard was sentenced to 15 years in prison for murder, 3 years for kidnapping, 2 years for intimidation, 2 years for pointing of a firearm, and 1 year for theft. Schutte was sentenced to 20 years in prison for murder, 3 years kidnapping, 2 years for intimidation, 2 years for pointing a firearm, and 1 year for theft. The court ordered that some of the sentences run concurrently. Throughout the trial, Doorewaard and Schutte maintained their innocence. They alleged that Moshoeu had jumped from the bakkie while they were on their way to the police station. The men were granted bail in November 2019 after they appealed their convictions and sentences. At the time, it was reported that their legal team, led by advocate Barry Roos, SC, secured them leave to appeal their convictions directly to the SCA in Bloemfontein. Roos' legal bill was financed by lobby group Afraforum. At the time, Afraforum CEO Coligny Judge said, "We know the men are innocent, and they do not deserve to be in prison for a day longer. They have been in detention for 13 months, and it is 13 months too long. Well, all I can say is good on you, Coligny Judge, and good on Afraforum once again for coming in and sorting out the mess that is the judicial system in South Africa." In the summary of the judgment, which was delivered on Friday, the SCA set aside the convictions and sentences and ruled that Doorewaard and Schutte were not guilty and discharged. As a result, Doorewaard and Schutte are now free men. And I've got to just add to this. I think that the judge who actually found them guilty, he should be thrown out of his job, because he obviously is either racist or completely incompetent. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.